Alright everyone, well we didn't see too much yesterday while walking around the pond, but we are currently heading south to film down here in southern Georgia and North Florida for the rest of the day. And I'm assuming tomorrow we'll end up going in a different video if we end up seeing some stuff, but for now we're going to drive south a little bit. We're going to hit a couple flip spots on the way and then mostly hike habitat in North Florida today, and then maybe do a little night shining tonight. So we'll see how this goes. Racer. What's up, buddy? This is our first snake of the trip. We're currently heading to North Florida, where we're going to spend the rest of the day. So this guy's still in Georgia. We're currently heading south, hitting a couple flip spots as we go. So we're going to photograph this guy real quick and put him back under his piece of tin. But decent start to the day with this nice little black racer. There you go, bud. All right, everyone. Welcome to beautiful North Florida, where we plan to spend the rest of the day hiking around. We're going to mostly spend our time in this burned open habitat, hoping to see a king snake. And otherwise, we might go flip some tin a little bit later in the day. But for now, we're going to hike, and I will update you guys when we find something. All right, guys, here's our first find of the day in habitat, a nice little pine woods tree frog. This is not something we get to see back home, so it's kind of neat to see a nice adult out here. Typically, these guys are very common in this type of habitat, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see more. Ooh. But definitely nice to see one on foot. Normally, you'll see them after dark or on the road. Not too often you see them in habitat, though, so pretty cool. These guys superficially look a lot like gray tree frogs, but they're a little bit smaller, and they've got different patterning. Here is a brown chin racer in the water right there. It's actually the second one we've seen, but only the first we've gotten a good look at. The other guys saw one that I didn't see. But he's just chilling down there, so we're gonna leave him to it. It's a good looking snake. 2 of those so far today, so hopefully there's gonna be more stuff out crawling around.
Probably rock this one back and then rock the other one.
Yeah.
Leave this one standing up. Corn.
Wow.
Nice, dude.
That thing's gorgeous.
That thing is red.
It's in shed too.
That's sick.
Get him.
First snake of the day.
Look at that thing.
Wow.
Well, it's been kind of slow out here until now. This is our first non-racer of the day. We just saw a DOR ribbon snake. So there's a decent amount of stuff out. Mostly common snakes so far, but I'm always happy to see a corn. Common snakes, but always nice to see. This guy is pretty deep in shed, so he's not looking his best, but he's still a very vibrant snake. Really good looking, good red coloration on him. So we're gonna get some quick pics and put him back under his piece of wood. So we've gotten southern black racer, brown chin racer, a nice corn snake so far. Hopefully there will be more to come. There's a nice rain front moving in, so we're gonna try to herp a little bit more before this rain hits, and then probably grab some food while it's raining and get back on the road after it rains. So hopefully there will be more snakes to come here shortly. Look how green this man is. He is super green. It's a good looking lizard. We've seen plenty of these today, of course, but this is the first one we've gotten a good look at. He's nice and chill. Here's another good looking green boy. Oh. Alrighty. Hand me the next layer. Yeah.
Oh, look at the size of that snake.
Holy Jesus! I got him in there, I think.
What the? That was a tegu.
Do I have him?
You might, or he backtracked into under the tin.
I think I lost him.
What the hell?
There he is. Got him. Dude, that thing is... Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm scared. I got him.
Always that big?
No. I mean, they're always pretty big, but that's kind of ridiculous. Look at this unit of a lizard we flipped. That is a ridiculous broadhead, and he's got a broken tail. So at one point, he was even bigger than that. This is not something we want to get bit by, so we're going to make our time with this guy brief and put him back in his tin stack, but not something we get to see up close terribly often on the channel. Full-grown adult broadhead skink, and they can definitely get bigger than this, but that is an impressive lizard, to say the least. I wonder how long that's been there. Not long.
Scarlet.
Where? Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Dude, look at that thing. Nice spot, Micah.
Yeah, that was...
So, that was a kind of ridiculous flip. There were also so many ants under there. When we saw those ants, we weren't really expecting there to be a snake. And sure enough, tucked in the corner was this beautiful little scarlet king snake. What a perfect little snake. We're gonna photograph this beauty real quick, put him back under his board. We've still got a lot more stuff to flip today, so we're gonna try to keep this train rolling before all this rain moves in. And we've still got a nice afternoon of road cruising to look forward to, hopefully. Even if it does rain, I'm still kind of optimistic we'll at least see a few things, so. All right, we are releasing this guy back under his board. Very nice. These carpet squares. Ringneck. Nice. That's a pretty one. Here, let's do that. Next snake of the day. Nice southern ringneck. We cruised the snake. Is it anery? No. Is it? No, it's almost anery.
It's got a little bit orange.
It's a little rain boy. This is the first snake we've seen crossing the road alive. We did see a couple of DORs, but look at this little guy. So it's like super dark out here, even though it's still about an hour until it gets dark. The clouds are just so dense. Killian's over there rummaging around. But I'm gonna actually use a flashlight so you can see this little guy. There's a truck coming. But yeah, nice little dusky pygmy. We see a lot of them here in North Florida, so it's nothing crazy. But it's a lifer for 2 of these guys, and something I haven't seen in a while, so I'm pretty stoked about it. Hopefully we'll see more, but if not, this is a good way to kind of wrap up the daytime hours. And it's going to start getting dark soon, so hopefully there will be some nighttime activity as well. Well, first and only road cruise snake of the day so far, just as it's starting to kind of get dark. So we're just going to escort this guy off the road and keep at it. Hopefully there will be plenty more to come, but I'm not terribly optimistic because it is starting to drizzle a little bit. But hopefully we'll at least be able to turn up some snakes night shining tonight. So we're going to escort this guy across and get back to it. He's too small for a snake hook, so we just use a stick. We found a glass lizard. Look at that. It's an eastern, so it's the most common species we get here, but still, really cool. All right, here's this guy in the flashlight. These are definitely the most common of the glass lizards we get in this area, so not a huge deal, but it's been a fat minute since I've seen one, so I'm definitely stoked about this guy, and I'm stoked that it feels really good out here. We're gonna get some quick picks, get back on the road, and see what else we can turn up.
What species is that? Eastern?
So there's our next snake of the night. It's a baby glossy crayfish snake. That is a really solid find. There's a car coming, so we're gonna move him real quick. Well, that is a very solid find around here. They're pretty common, but this is a good indication that some of the more interesting snakes could be out tonight. We're definitely hoping to see some aquatics tonight, like mud snakes and potentially even their relatives. But yeah, this is a good indication that there's going to be some aquatic movement tonight, so we're going to get back on the road. But we usually see 1 or 2 each trip down to this region, so we're just going to move this guy across the road and see what else we can turn up. But nice glossy crayfish snake as our next snake of the night. So there's a bunch of pig frogs calling over there, and right here on the road, we just cruised one. This is a big adult. You can differentiate these guys from bullfrogs by some way in the webbing in their feet, but if you've seen enough, you can eyeball them. And I can't remember exactly what the diagnostic is, but you can hear him snorting over there. And right here, we got this big gentleman, so we're gonna get him out of the road. This is a pretty cool species we don't get to see too often, so I'm kind of stoked about this guy. What an interesting little frog. Actually, he's not little, he's quite big, but really cool. We couldn't decide if it was a turtle or a DOR snake or what, and then we turned around and realized it was in fact just a large frog. This thing is walking across the road. Oh, he jumped. Back to your home, brother. All right, guys, this shows our next find. It's another little eastern glass lizard. This one's got a broken tail, but but it's about the same size as the first one we found right before it got dark. Not a snake, but it's kind of weird to see these guys this late at night. It's about an hour and a half after dark at this point. Definitely later than I would expect to see one of these. But yeah, really cool. We're gonna get them out of the road and keep at it. There seems to be a decent amount of stuff out. Not really a ton of snakes, but we are finding tons of interesting stuff like the pig frog and these guys, so I'm definitely not complaining. It's been a decent night so far. All right, guys, well, the cruising window has kind of closed. We haven't seen anything in a fat minute, so we're gonna shine around for a bit before we call it a night. It's been a pretty productive day overall. We haven't seen any of our huge targets, but we've seen a lot of cool stuff. Unfortunately, we did just find a DOR coral snake, which was a huge bummer. But there's been a lot more traffic tonight than we were hoping, so hopefully we'll at least be able to turn up a couple things on foot to end the video, but we're gonna try. There's a bat. Here's a pretty little green tree frog I just shined. Super common, but always nice to see. This guy's got a kind of reduced lateral stripe on him. It's real yellow. Normally they have a more pronounced white stripe, which is kind of unique on this guy, but really cool, really common frogs. But I figured I'd show one. These guys are about to start breeding pretty soon when it starts really warming up for the spring, and they will be everywhere. All right, guys, Killian was rummaging through this tarp right here and found our next ringneck of the day. This guy's deep in shed, so not the best looking, but these guys are just southern ringnecks like we get back home. Nothing crazy. Every once in a while we'll find one with a lot more orange on it, but this guy's pretty normal looking, so we're just gonna put him back in his tarp. Here's another obscure ranid we don't get up in North Georgia. This is a river frog. These guys have ridiculously huge tadpoles that are even bigger than this frog is. Now you can see he's not a terribly small frog, but these guys are kind of very similar looking to pig and bullfrogs, but they don't have a dorsolateral fold, so you can tell they're not green frogs, and they overall kind of have a grayish coloration to them. They're not as colorful as pig frogs or bullfrogs. Here's another river frog in the creek. I wish I knew the diagnostic that tells these apart from bullfrogs off the top of my head, but I don't, so you'll just have to trust me. They're a little bit bumpier for sure. You can see he's got kind of almost a toad-like texture, even though these guys are true frogs. But really cool, not something we see a lot. Got some really good frog diversity today. Well, today has been kind of rough, and it's ending on a rough note. I'm not going to show the front half because it's kind of mangled, but this is a female eastern diamondback that got ran over this afternoon, probably around the same time that coral snake did. So we're definitely ending the day on a bummer if we don't see anything else tonight. It really sucks. Hey, look, another snake. And it's a live one. A nice Florida cottonmouth, a juvenile. This guy's got some really nice coloration on him. Look at that. These guys are actually a full different species from the ones we get in central Georgia and North Georgia, which is kind of neat. But really good looking snake. It's raining kind of, a little bit of drizzle, lots of frogs on the road. Perfect weather for these guys to be out hunting. So we're gonna get him across the road and head to our next spot. Keep going, little buddy. Get out of the road. Kind of surprising it took us this long to find one of these today. Normally they're everywhere down here. What is he doing? Doing a little twitch. That's weird. I've never seen that before. Look at the size of this bullfrog.
I feel like it's already aware of our presence. I don't know how we're going to manage to catch it.
Very carefully. That is one of the biggest bullfrogs I have ever caught. That is amazing. And they've got a big amphiuma over there, so we're going to put this guy down and go see that guy. But very nice, giant American bullfrog. Here where they're nice and native. Always nice to see them in their native range where they're welcome. So, very cool. There are tons of amphiumas out here. Here's one of them. There was another one down there. And another one right by my feet somewhere. But hopefully we can find the thing that's out looking to eat these guys. A mud snake. So, we're going to keep poking around.
Why is it that big?
There's a huge siren right there. Look at that.
Dude, that thing's like 2.5 feet.
Yeah, and that's not even that big of a one. They get way bigger than that. I mean, he's pretty big. Don't get me wrong, but these guys get quite a bit bigger than that too. Really impressive salamanders.
Yeah, Neridia's right here.
All right, Killian's got a nice banded water snake here. The first one we've actually gotten a good look at. You can probably put him down right there and he'll just go in the lake if he wants to. Very nice. It's thunderstorming, as you can hear, so we might have a kind of limited window here, but we're gonna keep trying for that mud snake. There's another big banded water snake. We didn't see any of these guys alive on the road, but we saw some dead ones, and there's a couple of them out here crawling around.
Be large.
That is a big cottonmouth.
Be big.
What's up, dude? He's chasing Killian, as you can see.
Oh no! I'm gonna get out of here. Very dangerous.
Much danger. Look at this, we're being chased by the aggressive cottonmouth. That is a big snake though, for real. Holy crap, look at the size of this Nerodia. It's being courted by a smaller male. Look at this thing. Holy crap. There's a little man attending to her. Dude, that's gotta be like a full-grown catfish inside this thing. That is insane. All right, we're gonna leave these two lovebirds to it, but that is awesome. What a sizable Nerodia. I mean, that's probably a 4.5 foot water snake. No mud snakes, but there's definitely no shortage of cool stuff to see over here. All right, guys, it's a proper thunderstorm out there right now, so we're just sheltering under this bridge, waiting for it to pass. And then when it stops raining, we're gonna go walk around a little bit more and see if we can find anything else. We've got our lard friend right here still. Here goes yet another banded water snake. It's the third one we've seen in this little area. Really good numbers of snakes out in this little spot, even if it's not exactly what we're looking for. It's hard to complain about that. Well, this is kind of random. I just flipped a dwarf salamander. This is the regular old Eurycia quadridigitata. These are the most common and widespread of the dwarf salamanders, and we see them pretty often anytime we're in the coastal plain. But still a really cool species that we don't get at home. This is a different one than the Chamberlain's dwarf salamanders we saw recently, and the Hillis's dwarf salamanders we get close to home. For a dwarf salamander, he's decent sized, so I'm just gonna move this guy and put his rock back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, it has shaped up to be a pretty fantastic day here in North Florida. I've got more than enough to make this its own video. I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, so disregard anything I say about the earlier days because they're gonna be a completely different episode. But yeah, we didn't see any of our big targets, but we did see a lot of really cool stuff. There's some crayfish right here I'm looking at. But you can never complain about a good time shining around in the swamp to end the day. It has been an awesome 24 hours down here. We're gonna go grab a hotel and crash. It's 1 a.m. right now, so we're all pretty exhausted. And we're gonna get up in the morning and flip 10, but that'll be a story for a different episode. Oh, this crayfish has eggs. That's cool. Look at that. You can kind of see them. I think they're eggs. I'm assuming that's what's going on there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode where hopefully we'll be flipping some tin and finding some more snakes.